1995 Bravado Feroci, the most Japanese car made by an American company in GTA. American companies in real life are no stranger to rebadging imports, however. Take a look at these fine examples, like the Dodge Colt, Ford Festiva, and my favorite, the Triumph Acclaim. You probably don't know about the Triumph though, because you're not from England, so. $9.95 Bravado Feroci. Okay, I get it. Too good to buy an import. Alright, but let's be fair. The Sultan and the Chavos, they aren't that bad. Anyway, whatever. This is our car I remember fondly from online lobbies on PS3 and PC, especially the unique Triad version found in Chinatown and Alderney. The Feroci has no prior history in the series, and at the time of this video, GTA 4 is the only game it is, and probably ever will be featured in. Now, I did hear some people say it was going to be in 5 as cut content, but that was also from one of those old GTA clickbait YouTubers from, 5 years ago. God, remember those guys? Remember GTA 6 clickbait? God, those are the good days. The general design of the Feroci is based on a first-generation Lexus GS, with other inspirations from many other vehicles from the likes of Honda, Infiniti, and Dodge. The first-generation GS was launched in October of '91, and was basically a Toyota Aristo badged under the luxury moniker Lexus. Well, obviously. The car was offered with 3 engine choices. It was offered with the famous 3.0-liter 2JZ GE and GTE Turbo inline-6 found in the NA and Turbo Mark IV Supra, as well as the equally famous 4.0-liter 1UZ FE V8. While Americans have the LS, the Japanese have the 1UZ. The GS had a 4-speed auto for most of its life, but it was offered with a 5-speed automatic for 96 and 97. While typically the GS was rear-wheel drive, it could also be offered in all-wheel drive as well. Funnily enough, the GS was originally supposed to take the place of the LS400 flagship car. Well, at least in price. I like to think that the GS was like the rear-wheel drive brother to the Toyota Avalon of the same vintage. So, what about the Feroci? What's under the hood? Well, the badging indicates the car has a 3.0-liter V6, somewhat similar to the Lexus, but the model is a double overhead cam inline-4. What's funny about this one is there appears to be a cone filter right on the end of the intake manifold. I mean, like right next to the engine. No tubing, just connected right on. Talk about a hot air intake. As I stated before, I'm sure Rockstar would have put a V6 in this thing if they could. What about the handling? How's the car handle? Well, it handles alright. It handles pretty good for a car in its class, and it has just enough power for some decent drifts, and is about pretty on par with most other cars in the sedans, class in this game. Now, I can't finish the review off without talking about the different variations of the Feroci. There's the normal versions that have, either a front lip, badger's grille, different exhaust, or a real spoiler, but the creme de la creme is the JDM VIP version, driven around by Liberty City Triads. It features everything: dual-tipped exhaust, side skirts, front lip, rear ducktail spoiler, gold factory wheels, and some kind of Chinese notching, or kinsuna as the wiki states, attached to the rearview mirror. I think it's some kind of charm or something, basically. Its car is also painted in a lovely black or cobalt blue. However, the JDM VIP plate holder just furthers my suspicion that this may be a rebadge import sold by Bravado. It's kind of like the Chevy or Geo Prism of the 90s. Anybody remember the Prism? Anybody? No? Okay. The last version we have is the Fly US version, which for obvious reasons spawned at the airport. This car was a bit difficult to obtain because when you enter the airport runway, you immediately get a 4-star 1 level. Why? I'll let Cousin Roman explain.
Fucking terrorists! What terrorists? There's been a big scare and you can't go across the bridges so good.
You know, I feel like there's some kind of reference here to the, 9/11 paranoia and post 9/11 America, how everyone was all, afraid and stuff, and the war on terror, as we called it back then. But maybe I'm just overthinking it here. I don't know. Anyway, if you really want to know how tough it was to grab this car, well, I think this clip right here will definitely give you a good idea. Anyway, it was well worth the risk. The Fly US model is probably the coolest looking in my opinion. Why? It's got a little light that turns on when you drive it. I really like the livery and the paint design on the Fly US one and the steel wheels that come with it. Funny enough, the Fly US model has a standard exhaust, while everyone else has some kind of fart can on the back. Well, there you have it. 1995 Bravado Feroci, the Geo Prism. Oh, Liberty City. I really had a lot of fun making this review. I think I had the most fun attempting to steal the Bravado from the Feroci from the airport. First time I tried it, I collided head-on with a Noose truck, Noose is basically just a SWAT in GTA 4, and I got ejected from the vehicle. I managed to get back in the vehicle before I died, but I ended up dying from a hail of gunfire into my vehicle as I tried to escape. Unfortunately, I was not able to capture that clip, but I think I described it pretty well. So, yeah, and I actually decided to keep the Fly US car in one of my game saves because I don't know, it feels faster than the standard Feroci when I know I don't, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, have a good one, everybody.